Welcome back to Narcissism Freedom. If this message found you, it's not by accident. Today we're diving deeper into something many people experience but rarely understand while going through it: why the narcissist watches you after no contact, and the truth behind what's really happening beneath the surface. When you choose no contact, you are making one of the most powerful decisions in your healing journey. You are removing your energy, your attention, and your emotional availability from someone who once depended on it. To you, it is a step toward peace, clarity, and self-respect. But to the narcissist, it feels like something very different. It feels like a loss of control, a disruption to the dynamic they relied on, and a challenge to the image they created of themselves in your life. The first truth is this: they watch you because they are losing access to you. A narcissist thrives on what is often called supply: your reactions, your attention, your emotional responses. When you cut that off completely, it creates a void. And instead of processing that loss in a healthy way, they often try to maintain a connection from a distance. Watching your social media, asking mutual connections about you, or quietly observing your life becomes their way of holding on to what they no longer have direct access to. The second truth is that they are trying to regain control without direct contact. When they can no longer reach you directly, they don't always disappear. Instead, they shift their approach. They observe. They wait. They look for signs. They want to know if you're struggling, if you miss them, or if you are moving on. Your progress unsettles them because it shows that you are no longer emotionally dependent on them. And for someone who built their sense of control around your reactions, that shift is difficult to accept. The third truth is comparison. Narcissists often measure their sense of worth by comparing themselves to others. When they watch you, they are not just observing your life, they are evaluating it. They want to see if your life has improved without them. They want to know if you are happier, more peaceful, or more successful. If you are doing better, it challenges the narrative they created, the one where they believed they were essential to your happiness. Your growth becomes a mirror they are not always comfortable facing. The fourth truth is unfinished control. Even after no contact, they may still feel entitled to you. That sense of entitlement does not disappear just because you created distance. Watching you gives them a false sense of connection, as if they still have a presence in your life. It allows them to feel like they are still part of your story, even if they are no longer actively involved. But this is not love. It is attachment rooted in control, ego, and the inability to let go of what they once had influence over. The fifth truth is that your silence speaks louder than anything you could say. No contact removes the arguments, the emotional exchanges, and the back and forth that once kept the dynamic alive. Your silence forces them to sit with the reality that they no longer have influence over you. And that silence can be unsettling. It removes their ability to provoke, to manipulate, or to draw you back into old patterns. In that silence, your power becomes undeniable. But there is another layer to this that is important to understand. When a narcissist watches you, it is not because they are reflecting in the same way you are. It is not because they are seeking growth or accountability. It is because they are trying to maintain a sense of control in whatever way they still can. And sometimes that watching can lead to attempts to re-enter your life. This might come in the form of indirect messages, sudden check-ins, or even unexpected encounters. This is why maintaining your boundaries is so important. No contact is not just about physical distance. It is about emotional and mental distance as well. It is about choosing not to re-engage, even when the opportunity presents itself. Because every time you respond, every time you react, you reopen a door that you worked so hard to close. The truth is, your growth changes the entire dynamic. You are no longer the same person you were when the relationship began. You have learned. You have grown. You have started to see things more clearly. And that clarity makes it harder for them to operate in the same way they once did. They can feel that shift, even from a distance. The Bible reminds us in Galatians 5 verse 1, "It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm, then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again." This is not just a verse. It is a reminder of what you're stepping into. Freedom from confusion. Freedom from emotional control. Freedom from the cycles that once kept you stuck. And here is the most important truth of all: you are not responsible for what they watch or how they feel. Their actions are a reflection of their own patterns, not your worth. Your responsibility is to yourself, your healing, your peace, your growth. If they are watching you, let them watch you grow. Let them see your peace. Let them witness the version of you that no longer reacts, no longer chases, and no longer seeks validation from them. Not for their sake, but for yours. Because your healing is not about proving anything to them. It is about reclaiming yourself. You deserve a life that feels calm, stable, and aligned. You deserve relationships that are built on respect, honesty, and genuine connection. And every step you take away from what hurt you is a step closer to what is meant for you. So stay grounded, stay strong, stay committed to your boundaries. No contact is not easy, but it is powerful. And every day you maintain it, you are reinforcing your worth and your decision to choose yourself. If this message resonates with you, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. And if you feel led to support the channel, you can visit supportnarcissismfreedom.com. Remember this, you didn't lose them. You found yourself. And that is a truth no one can take away from you.